Hi guys, I'm still sick, so today we're going to work on some flexibility, including some hip openers, and we're going to work on Hamunamasana, and that is monkey pose in yoga, which are full splits, and that is what we're going to try to get to, and that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So what you want to do to begin is begin in down dog. You want your legs stretched back as such, your abs in. You can walk it out a little bit. And then from here, what you want to do is you want to go to three-legged dog, and you can adjust so that you're in the right position. Your hips should be squared, and then bring your knee to your nose. Exhale and bring your leg back out. Inhale. Do it again. Exhale. Then you want to bring your knee to your left elbow. Exhale with it back out. Inhale to the other. Exhale back out. And then you're going to bring your knee forward and try to keep it parallel with your two hands, and gently lower that other leg to the ground. So this is pigeon prep. Now at this point you can bring your hands back by your waist. If your toe is curled, you can move into sort of a back bend, slight back bend. It should be a lifted pose, and then if you have it, you can sort of start moving forward. You can put your foot down flat if you're more comfortable, but you want to try to think about this other leg that's straight behind you. You want that hip to be also pushing into the ground. So you don't want to like just stay on this side and let this other leg that's straight up, because you won't get any kind of, hip opening that way. You want to think about getting that other one flat into the ground. I like to sometimes reach through this way, and that way it seems to square my hips, and I can feel it, in my right glute. So I am going to come out gently, push back into three-legged dog, lower my leg, and then go back into down dog. And then we're going to do the other side. Push back into three-legged dog, and when you're in three-legged dog, you can keep your foot off the ground, but what you want to do is make sure that your hips are squared, so you'll have to adjust. And then again, inhale, bring it to your nose. Exhale, push it back towards the wall. Don't just go up with it, because then your hips are not going to be straight. Go back. And then when you're going back, think about, what are your shoulders doing? Are they still open? Go to the opposite knee. Go across. And then bring your knee directly in front of your left hand, and the other one, if you can do it, in front of that other hand, so that your shin is parallel. Now, if you're not that flexible, you can bend it more, but you want to eventually try to get it used to being over here. And again, think about that hip bone being square to this one, and then both being on the ground. And this pose is really just about relaxing. So relax. And if you can, go forward, With every breath that you take, breathe deeply into those tight spots and then just sort of melt. And again, to make sure that our hips are square, I am going to needle the straight leg, the same arm, that side, through, and lay my shoulder down. So that is pigeon. Okay, from there, what we're gonna do is go back into down dog, right? We're gonna go forward into plank, and you should do like a child's pose, because that was kind of a tough one. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is some other little hip openers, really simple stuff. We're going to keep our leg in front of us. We're gonna put our other leg pushed into it. You're going to do a minor twist, breathe in, twist slightly, and then on the exhale, you want to go forward and fold. And then put your nose to your shin if you can. And make sure that the action is that this foot is going forward, this glute is going back, this crown is going forward, you're hinging at the hips and going down. And then just slowly, you know, every little bit more that you do, as long as you're not in any kind of pain, is good. Then you walk yourself out of it. Then you can do the other side. You're going to do the same thing. Inhale, do a small twist, and this little twist that you're doing is going to square your sit bones into the ground so that when you exhale, they're square in the ground and your leg is more in the middle of your chest. And then inhale and exhale and fold and melt. Okay, so the next move that you can do is going to help your monkey splits. In gymnastics, we just go straight into them. And they're a little bit different in that, I don't know, in gymnastics they're more straight. And in yoga there's more, I don't know, they just seem a little bit different. But in gymnastics we do split walks, which is just like you just go into them and fall into them. And then you come back up. And you just keep on moving that way. You know, and they don't really, you know, warm you up for it. You just do them. But in yoga, we do it a little bit differently. So what you're going to do is, we're going to go into a lunge, deep lunge, okay? And then from here, you want to drop that knee down on the ground, come up and push. And this is what is going to open up the hip so that you can do, you know, Hamanasana or Hamanamasana. Yeah, that's one of my favorite poses. So that's going to open it up. Now, some people do this, but that is not really going to open up this. So I believe, and this is just my opinion, that this one right here, just staying here for at least 5 breaths, you can also keep your foot flat, is really going to get you ready for that. And then from here, what you do is you basically just slide it forward as such. And then you have your split. And then you will eventually rise and, you know, a little bit of a back bend, right? And that is the monkey pose. So we're going to get out of that. We're going to put our left leg forward, and I'm going to do it this way so you can see. deep lunge, right? We're going to carefully drop that knee to the ground. We are going to rise up and just sort of sink with each exhale so that this whole area just starts opening up. A modification, if you can't do splits, is to put some blocks down or something so that you sort of are, you know, putting yourself in that position and just sort of opening up. And just sink a little bit, but always pushing back and then sinking. And then what we're going to do is just basically move this leg forward. And there we are. Hanumanasana. And try to keep your hips square. That's the key. And then we're just gonna lift that leg back into down dog, right? And that felt really good. And then just to give yourself a little vinyasa, chaturanga. So that is it. That is your monkey pose. Use some blocks, or you could also use something, I don't know, maybe some pillows or something along each side, and don't push it. Slowly get into it. I would also say make sure that you are flexible in your hip flexors so that you can do it. And it just takes time. And some people can just do it right off the bat, and some people it just takes more time. But it's something that is a great stretch for your hips, and it's, you know, doable as long as you practice. So there you go. Have a nice day.